So on the last video, we talked about some prerequisite knowledge we needed to know about jQuery, and I told us that JavaScript is like the father and jQuery is the child. So we needed to know more or little knowledge about the father before getting to know about the child. Okay, so that was what we did right here. Okay, so in this section, I'm going to tell us how to introduce JavaScript in our code. Okay, I'm going to show us inline and external scripting, and I'm going to show some rules in scripting. Okay, so if you already know how to do this, if you already know about script, how to add script to your HTML tag, you can just feel free to skip this section of the video. Okay, but if you don't, you're welcome to watch. Okay, so right here I'm just gonna create something real quick which I think we'll be needing throughout the course. And in assets, I'm going to make a no in the folder. In this folder, I'm going to make a new file called and I'll save as underscore blank. Okay, so underscore blank, and I'll have a .html, sorry, and I'll have a save as there. So I'm just going to paste this whole code. Okay, I already have the code on my clipboard. Okay, so the essence of this is so when next we want to make a reference or a new course, we just have to Ctrl+Shift+S and make a new file, so we don't have to have a lot of code in one file. Okay, and so I could easily share to us. So the next I want to do is I want to rename, or I want to start this whole course this whole section in a new file, and I'm going to give it the name external internal linking. I think internal is spelled internal linking in jQuery. Okay, and save. Okay, so we have external internal linking in jQuery. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do some linking, so just pay attention, just stay with me. Okay, so the first way I taught us in previous section is to do the script, and right here you could see my browser already generates this attributes for me here. So next I want to add is the source. Okay, so we could link files in our directory, in our file directory, and when I mean file directory, I mean in our folder. Okay, files in this folder or in the folder we are working in. Okay, so or we could link from an external folder or from a CDN link, which I talked about in the last video. So either ways that's comfortable for you. If you want to do it with CDN link, if you want to do it from another folder or another computer, I'm just going to leave that up to you. But trust me guys, you don't want to do that if you're doing the production and doing the development stage. Okay, just make sure your file is just close. Okay, so you don't run into troubles trying to find your files. Okay, so we created a folder at the starting of this course called assets. Okay, and the folder was the folder has the file jQuery.js. Okay, so I want to make this more organized by creating a new folder in it called js, and in that folder js I'm just going to quickly move this file into it. Okay, so that way our code is more organized. So Control X, and there we go. Okay, this is good practice, guys. It's good to have your codes placed in one place you could easily reach them and not just scattered all over your browser. So here we have assets and we have JS, okay, and we have jQuery. So we need to link that. So we have to go back to the section of the course, and right here we're going to say assets, which is the name of the folder, slash the second folder, which is JS, and the third folder is jQuery, I think, .js. Okay, so we have this in play. So to see this in action, I just have to open containing folder, and I just have to double click to open on my browser, and I just have to view page source. Okay, so right here we have assets slash js slash, that's the file. And if you see these guys, if you see the code which you have in this place right here on your screen, it means that it is actually linking. Okay, and later on we could write a function to test if it's actually loading, because it could link and it might not load. Okay, so that's a different subject. Okay, so The next I want to talk about is I want to talk about the internal linking. Okay, so the internal linking or the internal JavaScript file. Okay, so internal JavaScript file is we just creating a script, a simple script, and we just we type right here. Okay, this is what internal means. Simple and straightforward. Advisable, I tell you to remove this guy. Okay, I'll just tell you to leave it out, or you could leave it in. Makes no difference, absolutely no difference. Okay, so right here we could have internal script. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is if you want to make your code a little bit organized, more fine, more structured, I would advise us to come to our JS folder and create a new file called custom custom.js. So we'll do save on that one, and we just come right here and we link just like we did this one. Okay, so that's just it. If you want to do the external means that you are in the HTML page where you're writing your code, and somewhere this guy called custom.js has another file, and Jquery has another file which is linking to that file where you're writing your code. What the internal is that you're in that file where you're writing your code, and you have some functionalities running or some script running on that same page. Okay, so I use this function, or we use this function when we actually want to make reference to a particular should I say file or code. Okay, so maybe I have this HTML tag right here, I have this HTML tag right here. Let me do one real quick, button, and I have something right here. So maybe I just want to make reference to button alone. Okay, and I'm just going to focus on this button, then I could use the inline style. Okay, and if I want to add a style that has to do with button, and I would be needing to include my custom.jquery file all over my project. Okay, that means this custom.jquery file will be included on, say, all pages on my project. Okay, and I am linking or I'm connecting with the button directly. I could do that easily by writing the code in my custom.js file. But if I want to reference to this guy alone, I am just going to write it inline. So that's what the concept of doing them. It's a very simple concept. If you don't understand, please just rewind the video and play slowly. I know I was a bit fast in explaining, but trust me, with time you're gonna see all of this in play, and you're gonna see how easy it is. Okay, now so with time, before now we had this functionality. I'm gonna copy one real quick. I think a jQuery functionality. Okay, this guy, a jQuery functionality right here. And so I just want to show us something real quick. I'm just gonna clear this out, and right here. Now don't worry guys if you don't know about this function. It's something we're going to talk later in the future or in subsequent lectures. Okay, but I just want to show something so we don't get lost. Okay, so we have the script here and we have the script here. Okay, fine. Inside our inline style, now we need to include jQuery before custom references to jQuery, or before references to jQuery. Okay, so this $sign here is using this jQuery. Okay, and we need to put it just below we call on the jQuery function itself, or the jQuery library itself. So I just want to show you practically so you would understand. So I'm going to go to external internal linking file we created, and we have this function right here. This function is supposed to load immediately we refresh our page. That means if we immediately our document, immediately all files are ready, immediately all files are loaded on our page, we're supposed to have this function. So if I go to my browser and I reload, and I see we have jQuery test completed. Now I want to show something real quick. If I copy this whole guy right here to this place and I reload, you see it's not working. Okay, I'm just gonna try it again. It's not working. So one thing there is that this script, this whole stuff needs to come underneath here. Okay, same goes if you're using external style. Okay, you just have to write the external style or the external reference or our custom.js after including the jQuery file. Okay, so I'll just copy this guy and comment this out right here in custom.js. I'm just gonna paste that. So if I reload, I see we have the same thing, jQuery text completed. And if I go back to this guy and I cut and paste just above it and reload, see nothing is loading. Now if I check on my console too, if I come check here in the console, you see the dollar is not defined. Okay, so there will be having this issue. So if you're facing this, you just have to play this video again and understand the concept. Okay, so this is the basic, you need to understand this. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this. You're awesome. I really appreciate you. Okay, see you in the next lecture. Okay, bye bye.